There are moments in life when the soul whispers warnings we refuse to hear. Moments when darkness feels strangely comforting, and the fire of our choices begins long before the flames ever touch us. For the one who abandons the light, eternity does not wait patiently. It approaches in silence, like a shadow stretching across the heart. And when death arrives, it simply reveals what the soul had already become. His name was Elias, a quiet man on the outside, but restless within. He lived a life of apparent normality, waking early, working long hours, returning home to his small apartment where the silence always seemed to echo something deeper. He was intelligent, curious, thirsty for meaning, but he sought it in the wrong places. Elias grew fascinated with symbols, artifacts, and rituals that promised power, awakening, control. His shelves filled with objects from dubious origins, and he defended them with pride. To him, faith in God felt restrictive, outdated, while the mysteries he pursued felt vibrant, liberating. His worldview changed slowly. Light became too simple. Prayer became too empty. The Bible became just a book. Idolatry settled into his heart like a subtle fog. The more he fed it, the thicker it became. He ignored the gentle invitations of people who cared for him, friends who invited him to church, a cousin who prayed for him, a coworker who shared their testimony. Elias smiled politely, but preferred the darkness he thought he controlled. His fall had already begun. The illusions he chased grew heavier with time. His thoughts became clouded. His relationships weakened. He avoided family gatherings, missing birthdays, apologizing with vague excuses. He spent nights awake, feeling a presence in his room. Something watching, something waiting. Dreams tormented him. Large shadows towering over him, rooms twisting into shapes that whispered his name, doors closing just before he could reach the light. 2 moments of escape appeared. The first, a pastor preaching on the street corner. Elias paused, unable to explain why the words pierced him. For a second, tears gathered, but he wiped them away and kept walking. The second, a late-night call from his grandmother. Her voice trembled as she begged him to return to God. Elias felt the weight of conviction, but pride smothered it. He promised to visit, then never did. Instead, he dove deeper, deeper into the rituals, deeper into the symbols, deeper into the false promises of control. One night, surrounded by candles and chants, Elias felt dizzy. His breath shortened. The room spun as the ritual he attempted demanded more than he understood. Those present thought he was merely overwhelmed. But seconds later, he collapsed, silent, pale, fading. He did not rise again. His death was not violent, only sudden, like a door slammed shut between one heartbeat and the next. When his eyes opened, there was no ceiling, no room, no candlelight, only darkness, dense, suffocating, alive. Heat pressed against his skin like invisible hands. Chasm-like flames twisted and moved, as if breathing. All around him, distorted silhouettes writhed in agony, their bodies shifting like shadows trapped in molten stone. Hands emerged from the scorched ground, reaching upward, grasping for salvation that would never come. Distant voices moaned, cried, echoed words he could not understand. But their sorrow pierced him. Elias knew immediately. He was alone. He was abandoned. And this place, this valley of living fire, was no dream. He tried to call for help, but the air felt thick, swallowing his voice. In the midst of the torment, a presence formed, no shape, no face, only a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. Elias, you followed the images you carved in your own heart. Now you stand before the consequence you chose. His thoughts trembled. I didn't know. I didn't understand. I want to go back. I want to undo it. The voice cut through his desperation like a quiet storm. You rejected the light that called you. You ignored the warnings. You bowed to what could not save you. There is no return from the eternity you embraced. He fell to his knees, the ground burning, but no longer felt his anguish, overshadowing pain. The flames flickered like living witnesses around him. Every moment of pride, every dismissal, every ignored call returned to his mind with clarity, sharper than any blade. He reached out toward the darkness above, trying to trying to scream, trying to warn the world he once lived in. But the only answer was the echo of his own regret. There, surrounded by fire and shadows, Elias understood the weight of his choices. He realized he had traded God for hollow idols, light for illusions, truth for lies. His soul wept for a repentance he could no longer have. The lamento final of his existence was not heard by men, only by eternity. And now his story remains as a warning. Sin deceives, idolatry blinds, the heart becomes what it worships. Death does not negotiate or announce its arrival. As long as breath exists, there is mercy. But beyond the veil, there is only the harvest of what we chose. While life remains, choose the light. Choose the truth. Choose salvation. If this message reached you today, let it speak to your spirit. Walk with wisdom. Walk with God. For those who feel the weight of eternity, consider joining us here. Each story, a reminder, each reflection, a call to awaken. If you wish, you may follow this channel and continue exploring these spiritual warnings. In our previous story, another soul faced a different deception, a different path into the same darkness. And in the next episode, we will unveil yet another tale, one more shadowed journey into a choice that cannot be undone.